Rob, can you pull up the tweet and the story of Bobby Kennedy about what he wants to do with Big Pharma? This is another one that's a top 10 on my list, guys. So New York Times story comes out. RF Kennedy Jr. wants to ban drug ads on TV. It wouldn't be easy. Let me get this straight. This guy wants to ban Big Pharma from advertising on TV. By the way, if this gets approved, it's the kiss of death for MSNBC, for NBC, for ABC, for any of those guys. Rob, if you go to the top of it, Rob, on that tweet, it shows how much money these guys spent advertising. If you remove my, there you go. In 2023, Big Pharma spent $15.58 billion on advertising. So think about how many people's salary is being funneled through Big Pharma to CNN to somebody, funneled through Big Pharma to MSNBC to somebody. Imagine how many people's salary is being purely funneled from Big Pharma to them, and a middleman is these media companies. What would happen if that $16 billion, give or take, is gone? Who loses money on that? What happens to a lot of these guys' salary? Does that automatically make a company like CNN go from being worth $1.5 billion to being worth $500 million? What happens all of a sudden if you don't have Big Pharma financing you anymore? Where do you get your money from? Where does it literally come from? If Bobby does something like this and this gets passed down, by the way, this is the kind of stuff that if you're pushing this, by the way, this was also my top 5 list. I talked about this with Vivek when I sat down with him a year and a half ago. I talked about it with this guy for the last 2 years. This was so important. If this goes through, Bobby Kennedy needs full-time security around him.
Yep.
If this goes through, you guys ever seen the movie Gladiator, where Russell Crowe is about to eat the soup and the other guy eats the soup, the big guy, to make sure they're not going after him? Somebody needs to eat everything that Bobby eats before Bobby eats it, because Bobby officially has some of the biggest gangsters, lobbyists that are going to be targeting him if he decides to go this direction. Tom, your thoughts. How likely is it that something like this can be passed under a Trump presidency and under a Bobby Kennedy running the HHS?